Hi, and welcome to Meals Ready to Eat. I'm your host, Sean Patterson. In this episode, we're making a staple for your Chinese kitchen, fried rice. Our recipe for fried rice is going to be that of an entree, so instead of just making it with vegetables, rice, and egg, we're actually going to be adding some shrimp and chicken. So let's get started with the ingredients. This fried rice calls for oyster sauce, soy sauce, fish sauce, and some sriracha pepper. We're also going to need pure sesame oil as well as peanut oil. Additional seasonings include white pepper. The key ingredients include chicken breast as well as fresh raw shrimp. Of course, as any fried rice, we're going to need an egg. Vegetables for this recipe include carrots and green onion, in addition to garlic. We'll be using basmati rice because I have a big giant bag of it and I need to get rid of it. Ordinarily though, you would be using something more like a jasmine rice. If you want something slightly healthier, you can try using brown rice, but I don't recommend long grain rice. I'm going to start by brining the shrimp. I'm not going to go into how to brine it, but there are certainly some resources on the internet to use, and we'll probably cover brining in a future episode. Now take a chicken breast or two, and I like to clean them up a little bit, but then the next thing I'll do is I'll put baking soda on them. What this does is it tenderizes and removes the chickeny smell. You only need to do that for about 10 minutes, and then washing them off and patting them dry is the way that you keep them from becoming over tenderized and rubbery. Take a carrot or two and begin chopping it up into little cubes. I'm only making a serving for about 2 people, so I'm just going to use 1 carrot. Now take 3 or 4 cloves of garlic and chop that up. For fried rice, I like to take the green onion and I like to cut it crossways into little bits. I don't want huge chunks. Once chopped, your green onion, carrot, and garlic is going to look something like this. Now take your chicken breast and cut it into 3/4 inch to 1/4 inch cubes. Go ahead and take your shrimp out of the brine bath one at a time and peel them, removing the tail and the shell. Once you've peeled and removed the shell and the tail, go ahead and pat the shrimp dry. Now go ahead and prepare the rice. If you're using a rice cooker or a food steamer, this is probably your best option, but you can also cook it on the stove, but be careful that you don't overcook it. Or worse yet, burn it. Now get out your wok and set it on medium-high to high, and toss in some peanut oil, garlic, as well as the carrot, and start cooking it. Once you've cooked it for a minute, go ahead and add your chicken. The key to wok cooking is that it happens fast, so you don't want the food to stay in one spot for too terribly long because you risk burning it. Use your wok spatula to keep the food moving about as much as possible. Once the chicken starts to turn whitish, go ahead and add some sesame oil. Drizzle that into the wok. Keep cooking. By now your chicken should be just about entirely white on the outside. Don't expect it to be cooked on the inside just yet, but the outside should be looking pretty white. Go ahead and add some white pepper to season the chicken. Now you'll notice that I'm adding the shrimp along the outer edges of the wok. This is because those outer edges actually are cooking at a lower temperature. Shrimp don't take very long or very high temperatures to cook. In fact, if you put them in the middle, they may overcook, causing them to be stringy and unpleasant tasting. Go ahead now and drizzle in some fish sauce. Now is also a good time to add in some oyster sauce. A couple of tablespoons is more than enough. Now we're going to scramble the egg. What I do is I take a tablespoon of butter and I put it in the center of the wok. Once the butter has melted, I crack an egg into the center. At this juncture, I'll go ahead and add some soy sauce, as well as the green onion. Having added the green onion, I then begin to scramble the egg. I gradually mix the egg in with the rest of the mixture. With the egg thoroughly mixed in, I then begin to sprinkle in all of the rice. Go ahead and take that spatula again and mix the rice in with everything else. The final ingredient to add here is the sriracha pepper sauce. If you like it spicy, add a whole lot. If you don't like spicy fried rice at all, if any spice at all turns you off, feel free to omit the sriracha sauce. Having mixed in the pepper sauce, go ahead and plate this absolutely delicious fried rice. Bon appetit! From Meals Ready to Eat, I'm your host, Sean Patterson. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Feel free to leave comments and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube at youtube.com/mealsreadytoeat. This has been a production of Aperture Web Productions. Find Aperture Web Productions online at aperturewebproductions.com.